Bleh. These idiotic mortals have enlisted the help of a universe-jumping dog to track me and my cohorts down. They know little of what awaits them, as I will render their flesh of their bone.
So we're going to start tonight with a Spalding scene. I'm going to take everybody. This is just me and Spalding for about probably 10 or so minutes, just to go through a little bit of this. So, Spalding, all around you is dark for the briefest second, and then light flashes to you. It's rushing by your eyes. You're seeing a number of different things you've already seen and things that you have never experienced before. You see your interaction with the spider at the hotel. You see sitting at the meat hall with all of the other Vikings before the violence breaks out. You're hanging out in a almost a pool with a bunch of monkeys. You're sitting at a table dining with a bunch of elven rebels. You're in this viscous slime, almost like getting some sort of like manicure spa treatment. You're down in a prison trying on new garments that you've most recently seen. You realize that everything that is flashing before you is from across the spectrum of lives that you could have had at this time. And the only thing that's constant and steady in front of you is this dog, which you were holding on to this leash for, so that you won't fall off this crazy ride. Everything begins speeding faster and faster. Your mind is almost like with these stories, with these various experiences, but you only have half information. But you believe them. You think that they happen to you, and then all of a sudden, black, and your eyes begin to return to a light. You see a room in front of you through metal bars. You're in a essentially 3 foot by 3 foot cage. The blink dog is in front of you. These metal bars are locked tight. You see 2 other cages in this room. There are 4 walking skeletons walking about, and across the room you recognize the elf that you had lost your elder scroll to, and a mysterious hooded being that they are talking to. What do you do?
So my lives flashed before my eyes.
Yes.
Okay. Did we get the name of the elf man?
No.
All right. Is the cage suspended? Is it like a suspended cage, or is it just like a jail cell?
Below you is like concrete ground. There's like a little bit of blood splatter just kind of on the bottom of it. The cage bars are thick. They're kind of welded. They're about the size of maybe like 3 fingers, like as you go up and down, and they kind of box you in a checkered pattern. It is reinforced steel.
Okay. Is Blink Dog close enough to where I could try to pick Blink Dog up?
Blink Dog is right in front of you, yeah.
Okay, I would like to pick up Blink Dog. And hold Blink Dog as a precious pet. And
do a charisma check for me.
Okay. I am going to roll charisma.
Okay, great. Yeah, you have successfully. You now hold the dog.
So I'm going to hold Blink Dog, my precious little Blink Dog, and I am going to call out to our elf friend with a very friendly, like, hello, hi, over here, hello. If I
the elf and the robed figure turn towards you. They eye you. The elf looks kind of confused, but the the cloak has these almost like whitish skin and bright, almost like bluish eyes that pierce right through you. And at this point, he is going to cast a spell on you, which is fear. So if you could roll a spell save. A 20. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Great success. Yeah. You feel like you could be afraid. You feel like that there is something to be fearful of. And these beings turn and look at you and say, "Stop where you are."
I am stopped. I am not going anywhere. I'm so glad that I found you. We've been looking for you. You're in danger.
The man essentially the elf approaches you and says, "Well, what kind of danger am I in? You're the one that's in. Do you know how many people I just killed to get here?"
I know, and you know who else knows you killed so many people to get here? Everyone! You're the most hunted man in the kingdom! We came to warn you, Blink Dog and I.
Well, I really, I mean, I appreciate that, but I'm so beyond the confines of this mortal plane, so thanks. I really appreciate that.
We were also worried about you. When we heard about the murders, we knew there must have been a reason. After all, this wise, wonderful man who gave us the best rest of our days, how could he murder so many people without just cause? We had to warn you. Since you've been warned and you seem unconcerned, I guess I'll just be going. Should you just let me out of the cage?
You hear a voice from behind there that says, "Hold on a minute." And this robed figure approaches you and kind of pets the side of the cage and says, "Were you the one with the Elder Scroll?"
Maybe. Maybe I was.
There's no maybes, there's only yes and no's.
Well, I mean, what do you mean by did I have the Elder Scroll? Did I have the Elder Scroll? I don't believe I ever had the Elder Scroll. My dear friend, my dear elf friend, did I have the Elder Scroll when we met earlier? I don't think I was the one with the Elder Scroll. It wasn't me.
The elf looks at you and it's like, well, I mean, your friends had it. I mean, I don't know if you had it, but your friends had it.
I did not have it. And my compatriots, please, let's not over-emotionalize the relationship. They are my compatriots. I wouldn't go so far as to call them friends necessarily. And do we spend a lot of time together? Yes. Do we have what some might call adventures or cons or schemes? Maybe yes. But what can you really call a friend in this day? Are you two friends? Are you two friends? Would you call him your friend, my scary hooded friend here? Oh, I just called you my friend. Are we all friends? Are the three of us friends now? Are we friends?
At this point, the robed figure says, "Silence!" and snaps his fingers, and you feel a chill in your body. And he looks at you and he says, "I had a glorious plan for how I wanted this Elder Scroll to continue to grow and use for my purposes. And while you may not have had it, I understand what you're exactly trying to say, but you were definitely involved. And I think there's a price to pay for that."
Definitely. A very high price should be paid by the person who misused that Elder Scroll. Who was it that misused the Elder Scroll?
You and your friends misused my Elder Scroll and stopped it from being inherited by another person who knew the exact contents of what it was capable of.
Oh, I have to admit, my friend, You have me at a loss. I don't know much about these kind of esoteric things, like an Eldar scroll, whatever you called it. So I wouldn't even have the first inclination on how to use one or misuse one. I'm sorry that this whole unfortunate situation happened. Your elf friend here being a murderer who's hunted, you having lost this precious parchment. It's a sad day. Perhaps the three of us should, get out of this cage, get out of this dungeon, leave these skeletons behind, and maybe we should just go have a nice night on the town. What do you say?
I'm going to kill you now.
Okay, or just leave me in this cage for a little bit. Let me die of natural causes.
He holds out his hands. And you feel an energy, and you're going to need to save for a spell again.
I'll save. Does the wisdom modifier apply?
No.
Oh, fail.
Yeah, he casts Bone Rack on you. So this lasts for essentially a round. The bones of the targeted living creature agonizingly warp and throb inside of its flesh. The victim automatically suffers 1d6 damage per round. Penalties: the victim suffers a -2 armor class and attack rolls, and the victim's movement rate is halved. So I'm gonna roll a d6, and we're gonna find out how much he's damaged you for. He hits you for 6 damage.
Oh.
How much HP do you have?
I have 3.
Yeah, you are standing there holding this dog in front of you, and through your flesh, you feel like something leaves you, and you realize that in front of you as it moves forward is your skeleton. Your eyes still connected to your brain as it fully rips through the entirety of your flesh, almost coming out of itself, leaving behind this carcass, almost wrapping of a human. And at this point, when you're realizing all of this, you almost feel this warp, and you look down, and it's black, nothing, and then a light appears, and it's a table in front of you. You look down at your hands, and they are almost translucent, almost like you can see right through them. You look down at your legs, and you realize you have no legs. You are but a wisp in the world. You are sitting at this table, if you would call it sitting, and before you stands a child, and the child looks at you and says, "Wow, you really got into a really big trouble this time, didn't you?"
It appears so.
So you're dead, right? Oh, you went and died?
Dead? Oh. Dead? I had so many more stories to tell.
You had a good wife?
Well, yes and no. I experienced things, but I didn't experience enough. You understand? Are you a child or just appearing as a child? Because a child wouldn't necessarily understand what I'm talking about here. But as an adult, you want to collect as many experiences as possible before you have your bones jump out of your body. So
you look at this child as you're talking to him, and it's a small child in like a nice little tunic, and he's got like flowing brown, kind of curly hair, 2 little horns on his head, and he looks at you and he says, "No, I'm a willy little boy. I'm just a little boy here. Do you like dogs?"
Yes. In theory. One dog kind of led me down this path, but it was very cute. But yeah, I guess I like dogs.
Do you want to meet my dog?
Yes.
At this point, almost like apparating into existence, a small, scruffy dog appears before you and says, "All right, who's making the deal this time? Is it me or you?"
Is it Blink Dog or is it a different dog?
It is not. It is a different dog. It is not a Blink
All
dog.
right. Dog, are you talking to me or the child?
I'm talking. Well, listen, the child is. I mean, he's his own guy. He does his own thing. We're partners in this, you see. And the child goes, I really wanted to help everyone and give them a special thing, but they broke my feelings, and my feelings are really hurt, and I feel really terrible about them. And the dog speaks up and says, that doesn't matter. Hey, do you want to, like, I don't know, like, live?
Yes.
Okay, well, I mean, how much do you want to live?
I feel like I know where this story is going. And I want to live so badly that I would live as a dog.
I mean, that's not the deal I'm giving you, man. I'm sorry about that.
Well, thank goodness, because I just said that because I just don't want to be dead.
No. This isn't some reincarnation like bullshit. No. We're not doing that here. I'm not in that game. I tell you what, I know all about you. You're Spalding Greyworth. You're a philosophical man. You come in here. You happen to have a rapport with people. People seem to like you for some reason. I'm not sure why. But the main point is, you and your friends are thieves, right?
It's, I mean, it's complicated, really. What is ownership, after all? And who owns what and who's entitled to what? Some people, yes, we're thieves, basically. I mean, long story.
Okay, good, because I thought you were going to take me on one of your like little rants about whatever and what has it, and I just don't have time for that. So here's the dealio. People keep on stealing things from us. They keep on stealing things from the kid. They keep on stealing things from me. We've already made deals of, hey, this is how it should go. We're going to give you this in exchange. We're going to do this. Now, because someone sat on top of a tower in the middle of Cyrodiil and broke space and time, we're having a number of different paradoxes happening where people are both returning things and keeping things that we're giving to them. And we don't have necessarily a group of people that we can use to do repossessions for us. You understand?
I believe I'm catching on.
Yeah. So the main thing is, I want to test you. I want to see if you're capable of doing jobs for us. So number one, when I bring you back to life, if I do, you're going to be in forever service to me. It's just for certain deals. It's not a slavery thing, but it's going to be in service to who I am. Does that sound good?
Okay.
I really want a forever friend that is just so nice and special. And sometimes when I really want to hang out sometimes, you know, and nobody wants to hang out with me. I just want to hang out. You understand?
Is this part of the same deal? And does the kid come with the deal?
Yeah, the kid comes with the deal.
Okay.
He's gonna say, kind of my master. I'm not. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna need you to do a few things for me. Before that, we got to get you alive. So here's what I can offer you. I can make you a ghost in the world. You can be a ghost, but I need you to pull off a job. It's a test job. It's going to be really simple. I need you to steal your own body.
I feel like, full disclosure, the last time I was with my body, my skeleton plopped out of it. So, before that, my body was great.
I'll take care of that. We got armies of people that we'll bring in whenever we need them, and we'll take care of it. All I need is your body.
All I need is a sack and a bucket.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna bring you back to the real world. Now, I'm not gonna send you alone because if I remember correctly, you've experienced every single past life that you've had. So what you're gonna go back with is a ton of information. Now, with that information, I expect you to do this, steal your body back, without getting killed. That sound okay?
That sounds good. It sounds like a very good plan. This is out of my realm, but as a ghost, what can kill me?
I mean, Silva, other ghosts, various spells, the people. Have you ever heard of a vacuum? I'm just playing with you.
All right, okay, all right. Well, I guess existing as an ethereal form is better than not existing at all.
Well, I'll just put you back in the body when you get it.
Ah, okay. With the bones in the body, right? You've got a team of people.
I'll do my best.
Not going to worry about. Okay. Well, all we can do in this day and age is do our best, right? Yeah. I'll take you up on that deal to steal my body. Where do we start?
Okay, yeah. So, you're gonna just start back with your friends, right? Just appear as a ghost, convince them that you have to steal your body back, tell them you're a ghost. Oh, and also, don't forget to mention to them that they're actually floating through a plane of space and time that doesn't actually exist, and they're actually all pretty much dead unless somebody comes and saves them, and I'm happy to do that once you get your body back. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
All right, so I'll talk to you later. I really enjoyed seeing you today. And he snaps his fingers, and now we rejoin Gasbasta, Vel, and Alanis here without a Spalding in front of you. What are you all doing?
Freaking out just a little bit. So, okay, so
I'm guessing that dog is really good at its job.
Yeah, in retrospect, we probably should have just let this one go before it got to this point. Fuck, we have no way of finding out where he went.
We get another dog.
Gasbus and not hold the leash of that dog.
Yeah, I think we would need 3 more dogs, and then we'd be in the same crock of shite that Spalding's in. Honestly, he's fantastic, but maybe we should just consider walking away at this point. We'll miss him. We'll speak of him in song. We won't sing of him in song. He was the bard, but we'll speak of him.
So Spalding owed me Gasbus some money.
Oh, well, yeah, that would be a problem.
Spalding owed all of us money.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a different problem. Remember how we were in the tavern and we went through the back door?
Yes.
And there was a bunch of crazy stuff, and then we came back from the tavern and we left through the front door.
Yes, I was there.
And there was a bunch of crazy stuff. How do we leave the tavern?
Oh shit. Honestly,
like how do we run away?
Well, that one guy said we were in Morrowind, but we didn't start in Morrowind. Wait, how much skooma? We didn't do any skooma last night, did we? I mean,
no, we attempted to dive for the skooma. We got arrested before the skooma.
Oh, I'm at a bit of a loss.
Spalding, at this point, you begin to come into form back into the room. I will also direct your attention. A new character sheet has actually appeared for you. You are now a ghost. You have a few powers as a ghost. So you can possess things. And so a victim within 60 feet must save versus spell or become possessed. Possessing a victim, the ghost disappears and suffers. The ghost gains, and on this possessed victim, as you possess them, the ghost gains full control over the victim's body, but is not able to make the victim cast spells. Possessing does not allow other players to gain experience, or does not allow you to gain any experience or any inventory equipment. So any inventory or experience that your character would naturally gain, you do not get when you're possessing another. If you want to be expelled, a ghost can be expelled by casting the spell Dispel Evil, or if the person dies, then the ghost is expelled. And the ghost may regain their original body with all the experience learned forming a pact with a Daedra Lord, which you most recently did. You'll just follow through with all of that. So, Spalding, you are just like coming into your own. The party sees kind of this milky, greenish, almost like vision of Spalding. It looks like his skull is almost like bulging out of his skin, and his eyes are white, and his hands stretch out, and this giant robe kind of cascades down him. What Spalding and the crew? What are you all doing?
Ooh.
Spalding, you asshole!
If you say boo, this you're getting a spear thrust.
I think I could take a spear thrust, right?
Yeah, you can take a spear thrust. Yeah, because you can only be harmed by silver spells and other ghosts.
Oh yeah. Boo.
How many times are you going to do that? By the way, Spalding, I can see right through you, and that's not a metaphor.
I've got
spear went through too.
I've got some good news and some bad news and some bad news.
Let's have the bad news.
I bet I can predict one of the bad newses.
Well, you may be right, because I am dead. But I am Tada, a ghost. I am a ghost who is going to try to help you, because I've got some other bad news.
We're being haunted. God, you could have chosen to be anywhere, and you're stuck with us.
You could have gone for something a little more original, Spalding. Honestly.
Well, it's not that I stuck with you guys. You are all stuck here in this other plane of existence.
What are we, ghosts?
You're not ghosts yet, but you soon will be.
We did get to the skooma.
Unless, and here's the good news,
Okay.
there's a way out. All you have to do is find my body, and I get to come back to life, and we can probably get out of here if the mysterious dog deity who gave me this deal is telling the truth.
Was the blink
Are
dog
we game?
Dog lady?
Not the Blink Dog. I really thought it'd be Blink Dog, but it's not. It was a whole different dog god, and there was a child with horns. It was a whole. The afterlife is, something.
Well, Spalding, I hear what you're saying. It does. From what I could see right now, this does look like it's 90% a you problem. But if we're actually trapped, we just figured out we really aren't sure where we are. So if you're right, and we have to help you so that you can help us, and then we can escape, what happens then?
Well,
We're not good at planning very far ahead, but this is like 2 steps ahead. It doesn't seem like it's too far ahead to plan.
all we have to do is do something that theoretically we should be good at, and that's stealing. Just gotta steal my body from the dark wizard who killed me.
Darling, number 1, I am not a thief. And number 2, really?
He made my
body snatching.
bones jump out of my body.
Okay, and you want us to go talk to him and steal your
how are we gonna
corpse from
steal-
him?
That's
What's
like a
gonna
lot of parts.
And you just need a bucket and a sack. I already talked about this to the dog god. It's good. It's fine. We just have to bring some accessories and also track down the dungeon where Blink Dog took me.
At this point, Spalding, you remember that you have experienced all of your past lives up to this point. So if you will please look at Roll20, you have actually had a bunch of experiences in these rooms and remember a lot of the details.
Man, eyes to read.
Sure, that's fine. To the right, almost to like the south east corner, this is actually a makeshift New Age spa for wood elves. There's several different gelatinous cubes in this room that are filled with treasure, but one of them has a cat in it, which may be of use. In the most southern room, this is an Imperial City prison block. It seems like a guard may have come into contact with the Elder Scroll, and for some reason he is making a bunch of really amazing clothes that he is using these prisoners to model for him. More specifically, the room that you appeared in is this almost like it's a ritual area with in each of the cages that you have your body in are also kind of like almost like looks like a bed and maybe some eggs in each of them. The chamber has a number of different coffins in there that essentially are binding the 4 skeletons that you saw in the room. You know that there's a hidden trap door behind the northwest coffin, and you are watching this elf kind of well, you're not watching, but you know that this elf is restitching you. But curiously enough, he's wearing a new cloak that has eyes all over it. So that is what is going on in these rooms.
So that's what I know from my past and present alternate lives.
So the blink dog didn't take you very far, and you died, and now you're, I guess you became a ghost, and you're in service to a insane Daedric god who looks
I
like a
wouldn't
dog.
say he was insane. He just appeared as a dog. And
Have
there
you
was
ever met
there
a
was a small
sane
child
god?
with him. Fair. Never met a god.
But you've met a dog, so I mean they're not usually interchangeable.
In this case, they are.
Good. So then what would we need a cat for?
You remember that this cat was almost like unique and very useful to you, Spalding.
We just need the cat. It will come in handy. I mean, dogs have come in handy while we've been here. Let's get a cat. Complete the
Well,
set.
a dog did kind of get you killed.
Well, I can't blame the dog.
No,
the dog
no,
also brought me back as a ghost. So
No, he was a very good boy. Yes. Well, maybe we should go see if we can go get that cat then. Perhaps. Unless you really want to go get your body now and take a chance on all of us dying, and then
I would like to increase our odds by not just running into the. Although
I'm going to say let's go get the cat.
yeah,
I like cats.
He's usually pretty good at just running into things.
Well, the trick is if it's easier to run in than it is to run out and escape, it's probably worth a second thought. This is something we keep forgetting, guys. We should be able to get out of the shit faster than we get into the shit.
All right, but the spa is for wood elves. So should we disguise ourselves before going in there before trying to get the cat?
Well, the elf thing for me is fine. I do not look like a wood elf. I don't. I can probably just try and stealth in there and see if I can grab the cat. I'm pretty sneaky.
Do you think that's the best course of action?
No, but do we really have an option?
The best course of action is to go through as few of these psycho rooms as possible.
Well, apparently we just need to go through 2 more to get to a third.
I mean, I'm not sure if getting your body's the best course of action. I mean,
True, you are quite fetching as a ghost.
one, it's a lot of parts now. I mean, best case scenario, the skeleton stayed together, and there's only 2 parts plus the bodily fluids that we have to sop up. Worst case scenario,
thing I saw with my eyes was my whole skeleton being torn out of my body. So best of my knowledge, it's all together in one spot.
Yeah, we won't have to
Skeleton
reassemble
being
the
ripped out of
skeleton,
body
so-
is something a lot of gas basset enemies have seen.
Yeah, and
that's
Did you leave the skeletons intact?
okay.
Well, I've seen him remove someone's
right.
spine and then beat them the rest of the way to death with it. So
That's number 1. 1A, not being disgusted at the sight when we walk in and see that.
We've seen some gross stuff in our time.
Okay. Did you even see it?
I saw it. My eyes were the last thing removed. It was pulled out. I saw it. I know what I saw.
oh, really?
I know what I saw.
I'm really not looking forward to this.
You shouldn't. This is terrible. This is a horrible, barely survivable situation we're in. I'm already dead. I've got nothing left to lose except for existing. You guys are soon going to end up just like me and then not exist also.
Yeah, you might want to
Terrible
redefine.
situation.
You might want to redefine for yourself what barely survivable means. Dead man.
I mean, I am barely here as it is.
You know what? Okay, all in favor. We get the cat. I guess maybe depending what happens with the cat, we might at that point have a better idea of what we're working with, and possibly then go get Spalding's body, or just leave.
Maybe the cat's a weapon.
It's possible.
I mean, the cat's made of weapons.
This
Most
Cat's
things
just
are
one
weapons.
for a weapon.
How is a cat? How is a cat going to be made of weapons?
Most things are
has a lot of
weapons if you
sharp-
swing hard enough.
Have you ever? You've never pet a cat, have you? You've never pet a cat. You've never touched a cat.
No, and
Tell me you've never touched
will.
a cat not without saying you've never touched a cat. That's what's happening here. You've never touched a cat.
They have a lot of sharp edges, Spalding, is what we're trying to say.
Cat's made out of needles? What's happening here? We can go. There's the Imperial Guard
let's go
who's using an
look.
Elder Scroll to make clothing. Perhaps we can disguise ourselves as wood elves, get into the spa,
Oh, that's
steal
clever.
the cat.
Why don't
When
we
you're-
just
when you're
go in
talking
there?
about-
Like, who? Or they're bouncers? You said
When
there
you're-
were gelatinous cubes. Last I checked, they didn't have a brain.
When you're talking about disguising ourselves as wood elves, Gaspassa is like playing with his tusks that are coming like out of his bottom jaw, sticking like way out like that.
But yeah, like gelatinous cubes are a lot of things, but I don't think xenophobic is one of them.
Well,
But
then
we
fine.
aren't
We'll just
sure.
waltz. You guys just waltz in there, steal a cat from a cube. Oh, panache, a flare.
Let's
We should do something. The longer we stay here, the more chances that Spalding's body ends up like some sort of weird, freaky shrinkadink.
let's go get a cat. Can you possess the
situation.
cat? Can you possess the cat?
That's
Can
not
you
a
possess the
terrible idea.
cat?
I suppose I could.
Like, could you possess the cat and just like,
And then what?
waltz it right
Yeah.
and just have it walk out? Just
It's not a bad idea.
you could be a cat.
In
You
any
could-
of your
you could-
past lives, were you a cat?
You could feel the power of being made of weapons.
All right, I'm on board with this plan. I'll possess the cat.
Yeah, you get the bonus of being able to decide literally in a split second whether you touch your want to maim them. at any given point in time.
And no one will judge you. Just like, cat.
Yeah.
I'll be judging myself. All right, I'm going to go possess a cat.
I will stealth behind Spalding.
I feel like
I guess
He isn't very opaque.
Well, I assume they'll be looking at him and not me. If somebody sees him.
DM, as a ghost, can I turn invisible at will, or am I always a floaty wispy
No,
spirit?
you're just like Casper, but you're just Casper, but you can't turn invisible at will. That's not in your powers. Read your powers, man. You got possession, and you got reanimate. It's like you can possess anything.
Well, the good news is, can he possess a gelatinous cube?
I mean, he could. It's open up to whatever.
Well, hell, like, just go wild with it.
Oh my
Can-
god!
If I possess
You're
a
given-
gelatinous cube,
Listen, you've
can
been
I
given
make the
carte
cube
blanche to go
mobile
inside
by, like,
whatever you
rolling it?
want. It's what you've dreamed of, Spalding.
Oh, God.
Indeed. What rich tales to tell.
Yeah,
So this is a mechanics question. If I possess the cat while it's in the gelatinous cube, can I escape the cube, or do we need to get the cat out of the cube first before I possess it?
Gonna have to find out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go there and roll a perception check, and then be able to. Like, you're gonna have to roll a check for that one,
Requires
dude.
some scouting.
Yeah, it's gonna require some. We can once you're there. I mean, we can just say you're there, and you can ask me again, and then we can roll some dice and play the game.
I
Alright,
still
I'm
kind of
gonna-
like the idea of him possessing a gelatinous cube and just being like, yeah, no, this is really cool. Just being like the hippie gelatinous cube of the group.
Can gelatinous
From now
cubes
on.
move? I don't know. Lore
Not
question.
quickly. Not quickly.
All right. Well, can one of you
Yes.
pick me up and carry me? And you just
I
drop,
think
you
they're
drop me
still
down.
like, well, I guess they can be whatever size. I'm thinking, like,
Yeah. I mean, in theory, they can fit in a container we can take with us. I mean, there's always room for Jellos. I'm sure.
Hey, here's a novelty. How about we go in the room and then we all learn about the blog? Here's a novel
All right.
thing.
no, let's
gonna
pontificate
float
on it
towards
for
the
another
room.
90 minutes.
Yes. Right.
This is what we do.
All right, so I'm assuming you're
Listen,
all going.
when you have 3 hit points, you can stand to chat about it for a few minutes.
It's a good point.
No one's
This is what
taking
happens. This is what happens when you have very smart players and very dumb characters
And very few hit points.
and very few hit points and too many options.
All right, so you all enter this room, and it's kind of this like cave-ish room with these green cubes that stand maybe like 7 feet tall. They're kind of almost like 2 yards in diameter. Like, they're big things. In most of the cubes, you see actually like shining jewels and various like gold coins and gold goblets and treasures that are almost like suspended in these cubes. But in one of the cubes, you see the same jewels and same kind of goblets, but there is kind of this cat that's almost like frozen. That's just kind of like slowly floating around.
Do I know anything from my alternate lives about the jewels that are in these gelatinous cubes?
You know that you're gonna have to reach your hand into the gelatinous cube to get it, and there's a cost associated with such thing.
Wait, he's a ghost.
Yeah,
Also,
what
experience
if
his past
you-
lives.
What if you possessed the gelatinous cube and then, like, you decide, like, I'm going to expel my contents?
Just spit it out.
Or if there's a drain hole, like, I'm going to force myself through the drain hole, and then all the goodies will be stopped by the drain. Or, let's see.
I like to possess the cube and expel the contents.
Just, I mean, it's one of the most natural biological functions. Just expel. Just relax. Just
let it happen. All right.
I mean, yeah. Just
Spalding is going to possess the cube.
We'll even turn around if you want us to. I mean,
I gotta limber up. I gotta do some body rolls.
Which
Get ready. This
are
is a
you
new
just?
thing for him.
Are you?
if you don't want us to watch, that's fine. If you
can
do,
watch.
that's
I have
weird.
No
But
with you guys watching. That's fine. I mean, it's just a ghost possessing a gelatinous cube and trying to force all the contents out of the cube. Like, there's nothing weird about that. This is like you'd be walking down the street and see that. It's no big deal. Just gonna get ready to do some possession. All right.
Normalized gelatinous cube expulsion.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna possess the gelatinous cubes. One of the gelatinous cubes. There are how many do I have?
The cube
drawn in
with
there?
the cat.
The cube with the cat. Okay. Cool. Let's see if it failed that spell save. Yeah. So you ghost yourself into this gelatinous cube. Things in your life feel almost kind of at peace, almost like a slight tingle to it. You can sense almost nothing in front of you, just what's inside of you and just the floor at the bottom of you. You kind of feel around, you can feel each individual jewel and trinket and various things, and you feel the fur of the cat, and you can almost picture this, but outside of the room around you, you can't feel, see, or talk to anything. What are you going to do?
Oh, yeah, can I try to start forcing the things out, or am I just zen in the cube?
You can start trying to force those things out. Yeah,
I'm gonna start small. There's coins in with the cat, correct? There's like more than just the cat in the cube.
Yeah.
The cat may require some additional finesse.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start small.
The gems are more forgiving.
Pushing out some coins and some gems, little dribs and drabs.
You start pushing out these coins and various things, and you feel them kind of like slide around you, and each time a coin pops out of you, you feel a little bit lighter to yourself. Everything is kind of like the world is kind of like escaping, and then they disappear from your sight as they come out of you. So you're able to move that stuff around like that.
All right. Cool. I start pushing the cat out slowly.
You start pushing the cat, and the cat's fur kind of like glides along you as it moves its tail slightly back and forth. And the cat, you can feel the wiggle of its legs as its legs pop off and then disappears from your sight, so that it's just you existing, nothing else inside of you.
I take a moment and just enjoy that.
How are we going to get him back out? This sounds pretty euphoric.
Yeah. Nice and calming.
Spalding.
I'm here.
Spalding.
Can I hear them calling, or am I just...
You probably have no senses.
Yeah.
You have zero senses, my friend. You are a gelatinous cube.
I am a gelatinous cube.
Oh boy.
The rest of you all see this gelatinous cube start spitting out various coins, jewels, and a cat. And the cat just like comes out and it's almost like takes its claws and sticks its head out and takes a giant breath. And it kind of sits down and kind of like slumps over itself on its butt with its legs out, with its front paws kind of like down, and says, "I will forever be in debt to you all."
Cool.
Okay. Can we get you something?
You look at this cat. His orange cat. He's probably like all, not even like maybe 2 feet long. He looks at Alanis and says, "My dear compadre, I will require 1 glass of water for you."
I think we can. I'm gonna go. I'll head back to that a bar that we were previously at with all the murder victims.
All the
And
dead
I'm gonna
people,
help. Yeah, and I'm gonna help myself to a tumbler of water and bring
Yeah.
that back.
Yeah, you bring it back and
Maybe a bowl too. Maybe I'll bring a bowl.
you bring
Grab
a bowl and put
some
it-
grab some snackies from the bar in there too. Peanuts or shellfish or whatever they have.
Yeah,
Like
you
grab some of the bar food. I have an idea.
So are you grabbing food too?
I'll have the cat in mind. So with like whatever type of protein might be available. I'm not sure what type of bar
There's
this
actually
is,
some,
but
like, strangely enough, there are shrimp in that room, and I am not kidding you. That is a detail that I have written. So I believe shrimp is a pretty
I'll
good
So are they like dried shrimp or are they like pickled or
cocktail
are they
shrimp.
Coconut
Oh,
shrimp.
perfect.
I will
Perfect.
grab
Perfect.
some
Rumble shrimp.
cocktail shrimp along with a glass of water, and I'll serve our orange cat friend up some victuals.
Vel was going to pick up all those shrimp tails and grab the whole handful of these things and walk over to the whatever we're going to call him, our gelatinous cube friend,
Yes.
Spalding cube, and take the shrimp tails and start throwing them at the outside of the cube. Even if he doesn't sense anything else, he should sense these weird random pieces of meaty stuff being flung at his outer covering.
Yeah,
Spalding.
Spalding,
Spalding,
That
you're
would
done.
make Spalding
Come
pop
out.
out.
you feel these you feel almost like a rough, crackly substance enter your area, and you see it, and it is long and pierces through you. You can feel it's almost sent within you, and a morsel of meat still left inside of this.
Just a little bit. A
delicious
little in the bottom of the table.
cocktail.
Ugh, that's
Yeah.
disgusting. Spalding's gonna depossess the cube.
Oh, you want to depossess a cube? That's interesting. The only way that you can depossess a cube, and this is written in, or anything, this is written in your character sheet, is if somebody casts Dispel Evil, or
Oh.
the possessed thing dies. Spalding, you're in another predicament where you cannot leave this gelatinous cube form. You are living the life as a gelatinous cube. Your soul is imprinted on this gelatinous cube. So pretty much the only thing that you can understand or comprehends are the things that enter you.
No, not much has changed.
Anybody know how many hit points the gelatinous?
I mean, I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a big old no for that one.
I mean, there's
Okay,
there's
okay.
the scientific method.
Okay, so DM.
Yes.
This is it was described to us as a new age spa for what else?
Yes.
Does that mean they would go into the gelatinous cubes and that's their way of relaxing? Or is there actually like a big container of like boiling water, like a big, like, is there like any kind of pool, any kind of like hot shower like that?
Yeah.
Maybe we
Do
can
an-
rinse him away.
Do an intelligence check if you're going to ask that
Ah.
question.
Damn it, I am so dumb. Okay, hold on.
I have an idea after this.
Okay.
Yeah, you know that entering with that failure, you know that entering a gelatinous cube would hurt.
Yeah, a lot.
Hello, feline friend. What can we call you?
You may refer to me as Goose.
Goose?
Goose.
No,
Goose.
cat.
Who's the cat?
Oh, I have you know, my friend, I am Goose. I have come from very far away to acquire a number of different things for my own personal benefits. But everyone across the land knows me as Goose.
Okay, Goose.
No. Cat,
so-
not goose.
You were in this gelatinous cube. Did it hurt?
Yes, I saw a shiny red ruby inside of there, and I decided to get it for myself.
I can respect that. Did it hurt?
At first, yes, but then you have to understand when you're entering into gelatinous cube and the number of pickles that I have found myself in over the years, because you need to relax.
Oh, so the more you fight it, the more it hurts.
That's what my ex-lover once told me, and boy, howdy, it was true.
Okay, that aside, how long were you trapped in this cube?
Be 3 days. Time is it now?
I really can't answer that, but you feel like it's been 3 days and you don't look too much worse for wear.
I have a very bad heat spot on the back of me. I have tried to scratch it, and it did not go away in the school. I thought there's supposed to be a massage parlor or spa for some wood elves, but for me as a Khajiit, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Goose, can I ask you a question?
Oh, madam, you may ask me any question that you wish, and I will happily answer you.
Excellent. By any chance, do you know any spells?
No, I just know the tip of a spear, the love of a woman, and the gold that fills my heart.
That's great. That's not going to help us in this situation, though. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna put my hand into the cube. I'm gonna
Waiting for
I'm gonna
somebody.
loosen it up. I'm gonna limber up, loosen up my hand, and I'm just gonna put it into the Spalding cube.